Here's a look at a quick roundup on how things moved for Indian markets for the day gone by. Nifty is now up for 3 days on the trot now, and Nifty spot today has closed above 6,000. There was late bounce back in some telecom stocks, but a strong bounce back nevertheless. The biggest gainer on the Nifty today was a surprise mover, Cairn India. There was mild correction, no one will complain, in auto stocks. Gold NBFC companies or companies which give loan against gold, they were in demand today. Absolute gainers now, SBI, Reliance, and then Cairn India. Nifty losers, HDFC Bank and HDFC Limited. Marginal cuts for both these stocks. L&T also shaved off about 10-12 rupees. Mid-cap gainers, plenty of them. PCG or PC Jeweler, that one is really... that stock is on a tear. It was a dream debut for that stock. It hit the IPO market at 135 for institutional investors, 130 for retail investor, and now it has appreciated by a good solid 15% plus from its issue price. Indiabulls Finance touched a new 52-week high. There is a buzz that the company could be looking at a reverse merger of their housing finance company. Telecom stocks, Bharti, Idea, Arcom wasn't focused today, and Bharti also consolidated quite smartly. There you go, Idea on your screen, 109. The real turnaround story to my mind of last 1 month has really been telecom. Large cap auto stocks were marginally under pressure. Some stocks in news. Now Infosys, most of the brokerages are of the view that Infosys this time around could once again slash their guidance, but the stock reaction was not that bad. Infosys today appreciated, and it appreciated by a good solid 28 rupees. Maruti, routine profit booking is what I would say. So after 3 days of straight gains, what's next for us? And technically, which are the next points traders should monitor? Let's discuss that with Ashwini, Kunj and Nirmal. Ashwini, Nifty has closed above 6,000. Based on today's closing, what is the next port of call for Nifty spot and Nifty futures?
Well, first of all, I am not impressed with the rally that we've had for the last 3 days. And large cap private banks are not participating at all out here. And every day we open with a 30-40 point gap. But during the day, there is no significant buying in any of the large stocks. There is buying in obviously mid cap and small cap. So unless the market gets good leadership from large private banks, it will become difficult for this rally to sustain. We've seen that PSU banks, tech stocks, the weak groups, they are the ones that are moving up. But, the stocks which have led the rally thus far are not able to show that kind of leadership. And the bank nifty has hardly gone up 190 points in 3 days. That's not the kind of move that portends great things ahead. So for the moment we have backed off, taken substantial money off, and we'd like to watch out because the breakout hasn't played out as we thought, and maybe we need to go to lower levels and again restart this breakout, unless of course we are proven wrong and tomorrow Bank Nifty has a 300 point rally. That's a different issue, but so far the ranges are too narrow to justify any kind of gusto in this buying.
Ashwini, when you say that you would be watching out for some cues, so what exactly would you be watching out for?
See, I want good leadership, which means large stocks which are index heavyweights should throw their weight in. The Nifty needs to move 1.5–2%. Bank Nifty needs to be supportive with a 1.5–2% kind of move. Only then, the real confidence in trading the index comes in. The kind of mild rallies we've had even after a 400 point move on the Dow shows that the large stocks are still in consolidation, whereas some 1 or 2 stocks are taking the market higher. Now Reliance is at 860, which is a key resistance. HDFC, ICICI Bank, all of these large private banks which have led the rally from the beginning, they are beginning to slacken out. Metals have turned a bit sideways. Pharma, etc. Is now trying to hold up the market. So the effort really is to hold it up rather than take it higher. Today the best gainer was Hexaware, which has been a rank stock in a downtrend. So that's not positive. We want strong stocks to throw in their weight.
The leadership in this market is missing. Kunj Bansal, what is your assessment after 3 days of straight line gains? Do you think this is as good as it gets in the short term, in the medium term?
Possibly yes. I mean, technically it's difficult for me to predict what will happen. But I think the movement we have seen, although today was a day of consolidation, but we could see some more. You know, historically what has been happening, if we study the pattern over longer periods, there are periods when we have a sharp rise and a sharp fall. And in between the periods there are always consolidation. So I think the current period is of a sharp rise, which has been happening for the last 3-4 days and even 1 or 2 days of the last calendar year as well to be included. And possibly will continue for some more time in my view.
Nirmal, what is your assessment after a solid 2012? Are we in for a strong 2013?
I think the broader market may be up, say, so I'm somewhere in between. Broader market may be up, say, around 15-20%, but mid cap and small cap can give you 25-30% return, something that makes equity markets attractive.
Right. Let's look at Telkom. And Telkom as a group, for sure, has turned the corner. Kunj, what is your understanding? Do you think Telkom stocks have genuinely turned the corner? The worst is behind most of the large companies, or what we have observed or reported in last 6 to 8 weeks is nothing more but just a catch-up rally?
No, I think the time is now going to be a good time for telcos. Of course, there are some uncertainties still there in terms of government policies which could see a flip-flop and some such other things. But I think net the way things have developed over the last few months, it looks like the competitive intensity will be coming down. Possibly pricing power might come down to incumbents. And so that will result into better profitability for the companies. The top lines may still not grow, which has been the trend for last few quarters. But I think bottom lines are likely to grow. And if at all, if one takes a view that after the 25% index rise of the calendar 2012, market were to rise in 2013, I think we need to look at that what will be the sectors or stocks that will push
and
the index positive.
According to Telkom could be one.
Yes.
Because it has not participated last year.
Not only that it has not participated, I mean there has to be fundamental or valuation reasons, both of which in my view are there for the sector to participate.
Ashwini, in last couple of trading sessions, oil stocks or oil companies are making a comeback. GAIN India was the biggest gainer on the Nifty today. Reliance also in quick time has appreciated by about 30-40 rupees.
My problem with this movement is that it's happening along with tech, and generally, the stocks which have underperformed are the last ones to move. GAIN hasn't moved throughout this rally. Now Reliance is also standing at a very stiff resistance, 860 to 880. In case that's crossed, then probably Reliance has bottomed and we are probably heading on the upside. But again, if Reliance gets stalled here and the large banks are stalled, then the market pretty much is stalled. I don't think GAIN will get past levels about 340. Even on oil marketing, I think they are running up just to head to the upper end of their ranges. I don't think they are going to break any new ground. So oil, generally speaking, will remain a laggard other than an odd Reliance if it's able to move on its own, which seems a bit difficult.
Manju, would you agree with Ashwini's assessment? Yes, oil and gas stocks have not participated. They've done nothing in last 1 year, but there's every reason to believe that they will remain a marked underperformer.
Yes, my one-word answer is yes, and I fully agree with Ashwini or with the view. And the reasons being that, of course, in the past also, except for the intermittent bouts of sharp outperformance, which always are very difficult to catch, even for trader, leave aside the long-term investor. The oil and gas pack largely hasn't outperformed, even for longer periods of time. And I think the same will continue. The only thing is I'll probably keep Reliance out of it. I feel that now, and again going back to the previous point of our discussion that okay, if market has to lead, I think along with the telecom within oil pack, Reliance will be the one stock which will participate now.
So you think Bharti and Reliance could be the big leaders for this?
Yes, yes, Bharti, Reliance, then maybe infrastructure will also again have some participation, and interest rate sensitive, within which of course I am not sure whether auto will participate or not, but realty and banks. So these are the sectors I feel if market has to go up in the coming calendar year or in the next few months. And coming back to Reliance, I think let's see how government acts on the Rangarajan committee report which has come out. Most probably, things will have to be reached to a compromise wherein country starts getting some production, because it ultimately a lot of derived industrial activities, mainly power, and then subsequent industries are based on that. So I'm sure things will happen so as to for this stock to participate.
Nirmal, but as a house, you're bullish on cyclicals. What's the logic there? Do you think quality stocks are now priced to perfection? It's time to bet on recovery stocks?
No, I actually see there were positive surprise in China's PMI number, and people have started betting on metal. But I'll be cautious on that sector. But if one has to pick up a stock, then something like Tata Steel may be a better bet. But I would still be watch that sector, although it has run up a little bit. But it's a commodity sector with slight negative news. It has a high beta, and it can be very volatile. So you have a lot more opportunities in other sectors. So I would look at them rather than metals.
Kunj, at the current juncture, what is your portfolio strategy? Where are you picking your spots? Where are you putting your money to work?
So, I mean, it will be very difficult for me to speak at the current juncture, but over the last few months, if I take you through, then obviously and expectedly we have been reducing our weights in the defensives or consumers.
Everybody seems to be doing that.
Yes, and I think that was sensible strategy. Probably it has paid off in some cases and not in some cases, but I think that's the call you have to take at some point of time, given the fact that of course on the fundamental basis probably things are not completely clear for the investment oriented sectors, but then does valuation build in that? And if your view comes to that yes, okay, maybe it doesn't build in 100%, but 70-80% of the uncertainty it builds in. And that's where you have to take a call. You will always, probably it will always be difficult to time it to the perfection. So to that extent one has to take a call, and that's what we have done. We have obviously been benefited by some positions in auto in our portfolio. We have been having metals, which of course recently has participated but hasn't participated over a longer period of time. So that has been there. Telecom we have been having for quite some time, so it was underperforming for a long time, but last few months it has helped in participation. So those have been the positions. Of course, as I said, consumers and the FMCGs and pharma, we have been reducing a bit. We are still there to a reasonable extent, but we are reducing.
Nirmal, from the discretionary side, as a house, you're bullish on Tata Motors. The stock was up 70% last year. The stock is up already 6% this year. The company still has a huge debt, and if I look at the dispatch numbers which have come from China, it's no longer hunky-dory for JLR.
Yeah, see, for Tata Motors, there's a huge exposure outside India to JLR, and therefore one has to look at Tata Motors from that perspective. But if you look at domestic market, then again you'll have to be choosy, because in any sector which is good, not all companies will be good. There are some companies at any given point in time will be a better investment case compared to others. So at this point in time, Bajaj Auto seems to be doing well. Mahindra also seems to be on a good wicket in terms of agriculture growth and their overall portfolio. But Tata Motors has exposure to JLR, but it has done well in 2012. So I think if you have to play on domestic growth and recovery, then maybe Bajaj Auto and Mahindra would be better bets.
Ashwini, there was some late rally in real estate stocks, and especially Delhi-based mid-cap real estate companies. Anything interesting there?
Which stocks are you talking about?
DLF, broadly Anantraj Industries, Delhi-based real estate companies.
Well, Anantraj, etc. have been moving up for a while. I think Anantraj had corrected from about 105 to about 90. I think this is one space that even when the market is sideways tends to show action. Probably we are looking at levels about 120 on Anantraj. I think DLF, 245, 250, once that's taken out, a longer term bottom would be confirmed, and maybe post that, the stock can head closer to levels about 320. That is likely to happen because a lot of stocks are breaking out of their medium term ranges. But overall, given the market strength, I don't think real estate can lead the market higher. But these stocks on declines remain buying candidates.